Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a life where every goal you've ever dreamed of is not just possible, but inevitable. A life where obstacles no longer stop you, fear no longer holds you back, and every step you take moves you closer to exactly what you want. What if I told you the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't isn't luck, talent, or timing, but a simple set of principles that anyone can follow? Today, I'm going to show you how to unlock those principles and get whatever you want in life starting right now. Ladies and gentlemen, before you can get what you want, you must first understand why you want it. Most people spend their lives chasing goals without ever pausing to ask themselves the most important question. Why does this matter to me? When you start with clarity of purpose, when you truly know why something is worth pursuing, everything else begins to fall into place. It's not just about ambition or desire, it's about alignment between your actions and your deepest motivations. You see, people often focus on the how or the what. They ask, how do I make more money? What steps do I need to take to achieve success? But the how and the what are hollow. They are not rooted in something greater. The why is the force that sustains you through setbacks, the reason you wake up early when it's easier to stay in bed, the reason you keep going when no one is watching. If you don't start with why, your goals will be fragile and your motivation fleeting. Once you are clear about your why, the next step is to cultivate a mindset of abundance. Often, people operate from scarcity. They see opportunity as limited, success as finite, and resources as something to hoard. But the truth is, the world responds to those who believe there is more than enough. When you approach life with an abundance mindset, doors open that you didn't even know existed. You attract people, experiences, and opportunities because others sense your belief that there is plenty to go around and they want to be part of it. To get whatever you want, you must also embrace the discipline of consistency. Motivation is fleeting, and inspiration comes in waves. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is the ability to show up every day. Small actions compounded over time create extraordinary results. It's not about a single breakthrough. It's about relentless progress. You must be willing to do the things others avoid, to put in the work when no one is applauding, and to persevere when failure feels like the only companion. At the same time, you cannot ignore the power of relationships. No one achieves greatness in isolation. People are drawn to those who lead with authenticity, empathy, and integrity. When you give more than you take, when you genuinely care about the success of others as much as your own, you create a network of support that becomes unstoppable. Relationships are not transactional, they are transformational. The people you surround yourself with will shape the trajectory of your life more than any strategy or plan ever could. And here's the part that most people miss. Fear will always be there. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. But fear is not a barrier, it is a signal. It tells you where growth lies. The moment you lean into your fear, moment you act despite the uncertainty, is the moment you step closer to what you truly desire. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to move forward in spite of it. Clarity, abundance, consistency, relationships, and courage, these are not just abstract concepts. They are actionable principles. Start each day by reminding yourself why you do what you do. Approach challenges with mindset that there is more than enough to go around. Commit to consistent action that builds momentum. Invest in relationships that matter and cultivate a network that supports mutual growth. And every time fear appears, use it as a guidepost, a signal pointing you toward the next step in your journey. Finally, remember that getting what you want is not about manipulation, shortcuts, or coercion. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts opportunities and outcomes. It's about developing integrity, resilience, and clarity so profound that the world cannot help but respond. The truth is, when you align your purpose with your actions, when you act from abundance, when you persist with consistency, when you nurture relationships, and when you embrace courage, there is very little in this world that you cannot achieve. Now let's talk about the role of patience in getting what you want. So often people confuse urgency with speed. They believe that achieving a goal quickly is the only measure of success, but life does not operate on our timetable. True achievement, the kind that transforms your life, is a process, not an event. Every step you take, even the seemingly small or mundane, is building the foundation for something far greater. Patience is not passive. It is active trust in the process. a quiet confidence that what you are cultivating today will bear fruit tomorrow. When you learn to embrace patience, you stop chasing fleeting wins and start creating sustainable results. Equally important is the ability to embrace failure as a teacher rather than a punishment. Most people fear failure, and because of that fear, they never fully commit. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a crucial part of it. Every setback, every rejection, every misstep is information. It tells you what doesn't work, what needs adjustment, and where you can improve. When you change your perspective and see failure as feedback, you stop being afraid to take bold action. You start to experiment, innovate, and grow in ways that fear would have otherwise prevented. And growth is not linear. There will be days when everything feels stagnant, when progress seems invisible, when the world seems indifferent to your efforts. Those are the days that define character. Those are the days when most people quit. But you cannot measure your potential by a single moment or even a single year. You must measure it by the trajectory of your effort, the direction in which you are moving, and the resilience you display in the face of adversity. The most successful people are not those who never encounter obstacles. They are those who refuse to be defined by them. Another critical factor in getting what you want is clarity of communication. If you cannot articulate your vision, if you cannot express your purpose and intentions clearly, you will struggle to inspire others to support you. People follow leaders, not goals. They follow those who can show them a path forward, those who demonstrate passion and commitment, and those who embody the values they claim to uphold. The ability to communicate your why, to paint a picture of what is possible, is as essential as the actions you take. When you master this, doors open, alliances form, and resources appear that you never anticipated. Equally, you must be willing to let go of things that no longer serve your purpose. Life is full of distractions, commitments, and obligations that can dilute your focus and drain your energy. To get what you truly want, you have to make choices, sometimes difficult ones, that align with your highest priorities. Saying no is not a weakness, it is an act of clarity. It signals to yourself and the world what you value most and preserves the energy needed to pursue it relentlessly. And let us not underestimate the power of belief. Belief is the invisible engine that drives action when motivation falters. It is the unwavering trust in your ability to create the outcomes you desire, even when external circumstances are uncertain or challenging. But belief is not blind optimism. It is informed confidence, grounded in preparation, effort, and experience. You build belief by taking consistent action, by learning from mistakes, and by accumulating evidence that you are capable of more than you thought possible. Once you believe it, the world starts to respond. Opportunities seem to align, obstacles become surmountable, and the people around you begin to mirror that conviction. Action, of course, is non-negotiable. Ideas, vision, and belief are all meaningless without execution. To get what you want, you must move, even when conditions are imperfect. You must take the steps others hesitate to take. You must be willing to be uncomfortable, to risk, to step into uncertainty with courage and curiosity. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without it, the most powerful why will remain invisible, and the opportunities that are waiting will pass you by. Equally, you must embrace the power of reflection. Progress is not just about moving forward, it is about understanding where you are, what works, and what does not. Take time to evaluate your actions, to celebrate victories, and to recalibrate when necessary. Reflection is how you refine your strategy, strengthen your habits, and ensure that your efforts are aligned with your true purpose. Without it, you risk running in circles, expending energy without direction, and mistaking activity for achievement. Finally, understand that your journey is unique. Comparison is the enemy of clarity. The world is full of examples of people who appear to have it all together, who seem to achieve success effortlessly, but the reality is that everyone has their own path, their own challenges, their own timing. To get what you want, you must focus on your journey, trust your process, and measure your progress against your own standards, not someone else's milestones. Authenticity is magnetic. When you pursue your goals in alignment with your values, people notice, opportunities emerge, and the path forward becomes clearer. When you combine clarity of purpose, patience, learning from failure, consistent action, courage, belief, focused priorities, reflective practice, and authenticity, you begin to live in a state of possibility. The truth is that getting what you want is less about luck and more about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts the outcomes they desire. It is about internal alignment, relentless effort, and unwavering trust in your own potential. To truly get what you want, you must also develop the capacity for resilience. Life will test you in ways you cannot anticipate. Setbacks, criticism, and unexpected obstacles are inevitable. But resilience is not about avoiding these challenges. It is about how you respond to them. It is about the ability to absorb pressure, to bend without breaking, and to come back stronger every time. The people who achieve remarkable things are not those who face no adversity. They are those who refuse to be defeated by it. Each obstacle is an opportunity to refine your strategy, to strengthen your mindset, and to deepen your commitment to your goals. Alongside resilience comes adaptability. The world is changing faster than ever, and the path you imagine today may not exist tomorrow. Opportunities shift, markets evolve, and circumstances change. Those who are rigid in their approach, clinging to a fixed plan, often find themselves frustrated and stuck. But those who can pivot, who can adjust without losing sight of their why, maintain momentum. Adaptability is not a sign of weakness. It is a demonstration of intelligence, awareness, and courage. It is the ability to navigate uncertainty while keeping your ultimate vision in focus. Equally, you must recognize the power of self-discipline. Desire alone is not enough. Action alone is not enough. To consistently move toward what you want, you need discipline to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It is the willingness to delay gratification, to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term fulfillment. Self-discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement. It is what allows you to turn your plans into reality, your habits into results, and your dreams into accomplishments. Another key to getting what you want is generosity. You might be surprised, but giving without expecting immediate return is one of the fastest ways to attract what you desire. When you provide value, support others, and contribute to the success of those around you, you create a cycle of abundance. The energy you put into helping others often returns to you multiplied in ways you cannot predict. Generosity is not about self-sacrifice. It is about recognizing that success is interconnected, and that the more you elevate others, the higher you rise yourself. You must also cultivate an unwavering sense of focus. Distractions are everywhere: social media, noise, competing priorities, and the endless chatter of opinions. To get what you want, you need the ability to concentrate on what matters most. Focus allows you to harness your energy, to direct it with precision, and to create results that others might consider extraordinary. It is not about doing more, it is about doing what truly moves you closer to your goal. Every moment you spend focused compounds over time, building momentum that carries you forward. Equally vital is the practice of gratitude. At first glance, it may seem unrelated to achieving goals, but gratitude reshapes your mindset in profound ways. When you recognize and appreciate what you already have, you operate from a place of abundance rather than lack. Gratitude opens your eyes to opportunities, strengthens your resilience, and attracts positivity. It reminds you that while you are striving for more, you are not defined by scarcity. It is the quiet force that fuels motivation and sustains effort, even when the path feels difficult. You must also embrace curiosity. Curiosity drives exploration, learning, and innovation. It pushes you to ask questions, to challenge assumptions, and to seek knowledge beyond your current understanding. When you approach life with curiosity, you remain adaptable, open-minded, and willing to experiment. Curiosity ensures that you never stop growing, and it often leads to solutions and opportunities that others overlook. The combination of curiosity with purpose creates a powerful engine for progress. Equally important is the ability to set clear boundaries. To get what you want, you must protect your time, energy, and attention. Boundaries are not limitations, they are protections that allow you to invest fully in what matters most. They keep you from being pulled in directions that dilute your focus, drain your energy, or compromise your values. When you establish boundaries, you signal to yourself and others that your goals and priorities are serious, and you create the space needed to pursue them effectively. Another principle is persistence. There will be times when the results you seek seem impossibly distant, when progress feels slow, and when the world seems indifferent. Persistence is what separates those who achieve extraordinary outcomes from those who settle for mediocrity. It is the relentless refusal to quit, the repeated commitment to keep moving forward, and the patience to continue even when immediate results are not visible. Every step, every attempt, every small victory compounds over time into a force that becomes unstoppable. Finally, you must learn to celebrate progress. Achievement is not only about reaching the ultimate goal, it is about acknowledging the journey, the effort, and the growth along the way. Celebrating progress reinforces motivation, strengthens belief in yourself, and keeps your mindset positive. It reminds you that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory and a sign that you are moving in the right direction. When you recognize progress, you cultivate momentum, and momentum is one of the most powerful forces in achieving what you want. When you combine resilience, adaptability, self-discipline, generosity, focus, gratitude, curiosity, boundaries, persistence, and recognition of progress, you create a framework for success that is nearly unstoppable. These principles are not shortcuts or hacks, they are practices that align your mind, your actions, and your environment with the outcomes you desire. They allow you to operate at your highest potential and to attract the circumstances, people, and opportunities that bring your vision to life. To get what you want, you must understand the importance of vision. Vision is more than a goal or a target. It is the picture of the future that pulls you forward, the compelling reason that makes effort feel meaningful even in the toughest moments. Without vision, actions become random, progress becomes fragmented, and motivation fades. A strong vision acts as a compass, guiding your decisions, shaping your priorities, and giving clarity to every step you take. It is the lens through which you evaluate opportunities and the filter that helps you say no to distractions that do not serve your ultimate purpose. Equally essential is the courage to challenge the status quo. Many people settle for what is comfortable, what is familiar, or what others expect of them. But getting what you want often requires breaking free from conformity. It requires questioning assumptions, rejecting limitations, and daring to pursue something that feels impossible to others. Courage is the willingness to stand alone when necessary, to voice your truth, and to take risks that others shy away from. When you combine courage with vision, you create a force that inspires action, draws allies, and opens doors that were previously unseen. You must also cultivate emotional intelligence. Success is rarely achieved in isolation. The ability to understand your own emotions, to manage them effectively, and to empathize with others is critical to building influence, trust, and collaboration. Emotional intelligence allows you to navigate challenges with grace, to inspire those around you, and to create environments where people want to contribute to your vision. It is the difference between simply giving orders and truly leading in a way that energizes and motivates everyone involved. Another key principle is relentless curiosity. Curiosity drives you to ask better questions, explore new possibilities, and continuously expand your understanding. It prevents stagnation and fuels innovation. When you approach challenges with curiosity, you see opportunities where others see obstacles. You learn faster, adapt more quickly, and create solutions that others never imagined. Curiosity is the engine that turns knowledge into action and action into results. To get what you want, you must embrace the principle of incremental progress. Many people are discouraged because they do not see immediate results. They want overnight success, instant validation, or rapid transformation. But the reality is that success is built through small, deliberate actions repeated consistently over time. Every effort, every choice, every moment of discipline compounds to create outcomes that at first may seem invisible, but the power of accumulation is undeniable. The small steps you take today are the foundation of the extraordinary achievements of tomorrow. You must also understand the value of authenticity. The world can sense when your actions are aligned with your true purpose versus when you are merely performing or imitating. Authenticity attracts opportunities, inspires trust, and builds lasting influence. When you operate authentically, you tap into your unique strengths, express your true passions, and create connections that are meaningful and enduring. People are drawn to those who are genuine because authenticity communicates confidence, integrity, and clarity of intent. Equally, you must recognize the importance of energy management. Success is not simply about working harder, it is about managing your physical, emotional, and mental energy effectively. When you prioritize sleep, nutrition, exercise, and moments of reflection, you increase your capacity to perform consistently. Energy management ensures that you show up as your best self every day, ready to take on challenges, make critical decisions, and inspire those around you. The most effective individuals are not the busiest, they are the most intentional with how they allocate their energy. You must also practice the discipline of focus. Distractions are abundant, and attention is the most valuable resource you possess. To achieve what you want, you need the ability to concentrate on what truly matters, to say no to distractions, and to dedicate yourself fully to the activities that drive results. Focus turns effort into progress, and progress, when compounded over time, becomes extraordinary. Every choice you make about where to focus your attention shapes your trajectory, and those who master focus consistently outperform those who scatter their energy. Another essential factor is learning from mentors and role models. No one achieves greatness in isolation. Seek guidance from those who have walked the path before you. Learn from their successes, but also from their failures. Mentors accelerate your growth by helping you avoid unnecessary mistakes, providing perspective, and offering strategies that have been proven to work. The fastest way to achieve what you want is to learn from the experiences of others, while still forging your own path with courage and authenticity. And finally, you must internalize the power of belief in yourself. Belief is the foundation of all action. Without belief, effort is half-hearted, courage falters, and progress slows. But when you truly believe in your capabilities, in your vision, and in the worthiness of your pursuit, obstacles become opportunities, criticism becomes fuel, and challenges become stepping stones. Belief is not blind optimism. It is a confident, informed conviction that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. It is the internal engine that keeps you moving forward when external validation is absent. When you combine vision, courage, emotional intelligence, curiosity, incremental progress, authenticity, energy management, focus, mentorship, and belief, you create a framework that is unstoppable. These principles align your mindset, your habits, and your actions in a way that naturally attracts the results you desire. They allow you to navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and persist when others give up. They transform ambition into achievement, potential into performance, and dreams into reality.